Sometimes it might be useful to transform your variable into a different variable. Our case of ethnicity is a good example. At the moment, we have ethnicity recorded on 4 levels, from 1 British to 4 African. What about if we wanted to have just 2 levels of ethnicity, 1 being British and 2 being non-British? You can change existing variables into new ones using an option called recode. To do this, we will go to a menu called Transform, and in the menu Transform there are 2 options for recoding variables. You can recode it into the same variable, meaning the new variable will overwrite your original data, or you can create a new variable, and I would suggest you use this option. So recode a new variable into a different one. Please click on this. The software then opens a menu which displays your existing variables here, and asks what are you changing into what. So let's tell it that we would like to change ethnic group, our ethnicity variable, into a new variable. Now the software asks me what would that variable be called, and let's call it ethnicity 2 to say that it's ethnicity on 2 levels. Ethnicity on 2 levels. New name of the variable, new label of the variable. Click change. So now we are changing ethnicity into ethnicity 2. The software then asks you, okay, how are you changing it? What are the old and new values? We'll click on that, and what pops up is a window which asks you, what's the old value and what's the new value of this variable? Now, if you recall, if you were British, the answer was coded as 1. So when the old value was 1, we would like to keep it as 1. Old value 1, new value also 1. We'll add this. Now, for everything else, when the value was 1, 2, and 3, we would like to create a new value, which is non-British. We could add 2 changes and so on and so forth, but what we really want is all other values to change into value 2, add. There is one exception to this, which is that if somebody had not provided an answer, so if an answer was missing, we would like for it to remain missing. So we will add that third option. So the British remains British, everything else changes to this new category, non-British, and the missing remains missing. OK, and let's click OK, and the software tells me that it's computing. Great. What we do have now is a new variable here. Can you see? Ethnicity 2. It's on 2 levels. At the moment it has no values. We need to add those values. So we will say that 1 is British, add. We will say that 2 is non-British, add, and that's that. Okay. It's good practice to check if the transformations work, and to do this I like to compare the original variable with the transformed variable, and I do this using frequency analysis. So let's do just that. We'll go to Analyze menu here, click on it, and then Descriptive Statistics, the second option, and within Descriptive Statistics we will click on Frequencies. And in frequencies we will compare 2 variables, the original ethnic group and the new ethnic group, the one on 2 level. So enter those two variables into analysis box and click OK. What we see is that the original variable ethnic group had 70 responses, 36 were British and 34 were others. And the new variable has exactly the same pattern of response. So you have still 36 British, but now 34 non-British, which account for other European, Asian and African. Can you see here? So our analysis worked and the new variable is fine. So this is how you recode variables into new variables.